Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today. Finally, it's here. Sinbad. Say! The King of Lightning is here today to do Magi Sinbad no Bouken OVA Episode 1 review. Now, before I get started, I do want to say that I don't know if there is going to be a link in the description box down below. And the reason why is this. Most of the sites that, no, I'm sorry, not most, all of the sites that I use when it pertains to watching anime online did not have it. And I was actually sent links via PM box in my inbox on YouTube. And those links were animeplus.tv and like Anime Here. And those sites I don't use. So those sites, I don't know if they are quote-unquote legal when it comes to their content. Like Crunchyroll, I know is like legal. Like you can put their link in the box below, and that's a-okay. But if I do that for Anime Plus or Anime Here, I may get like a copyright strike from the hidden Nippon Japanese Shimpo companies, because these companies that you never heard of that apparently reside in Japan, they come out of nowhere like, oh, content, and then they just strike you. So what the fuck? Like, where'd that come from? Like, seriously. So in order to avoid the hidden Nimpo companies, I am going to just simply request that you guys go on your favorite search engine, Google, Bing, Yahoo, and find the Sinbad no Bouken side story. Either you can download it, I'm pretty sure it's translated, well, I don't know. Well, you can either, just do something, alright? It's online, alright? It's on the web, okay? I reference Anime Plus and Anime Here, so go. Just go. And those sites didn't have that good of a quality, so maybe one of the main reasons why the Sinbad no Bouken side story OVA isn't on a lot of the main sites that I use to view anime is because the quality is very meh. Like it's very meh at this point in time. So that being said, Sinbad, yeah. Sinbad, when he was a kid, meeting Yunnan, seeing his situation in the Partavia Kingdom, and how they're going against the Lem Empire, and how their country of Partavia right now is almost like a military. Oh no, it's not. It is a military country where people get drafted. Men between the ages of, well, there's a certain age range. But if you are of that age range, you will fight for the sake of that country. And even though they're doing this countrywide drafting system, apparently Partavia is still in the shitter because the people are pissed because there are not enough men to take care of regular jobs in towns, like fishing, for example. And mainly you have women and children and old men running around doing a lot of the labor work, which isn't good to begin with. And then you have a lot of the guys who don't want to go to battle. They are now resorting to thievery because they understand that if they don't, they're going to wind up being hunted down. Well, they're going to wind up being hunted down anyway in order to serve the army. But they're just resorting to these underhanded methods so they can survive in this current situation in this country, without having to go over and fight for the actual country itself. The army, if you would. And mainly the army, at this point in time, they're finding soldiers to go inside the dungeon. And this is the first dungeon. The first dungeon that we all know that Sinbad conquers. So, first of all, I do want to say that I believe, and I'm not too sure, but I think so, because it's been a while. It's been a good minute since I've read the Sinbad no Bouken side story. But I could have swore that after Sinbad's birth, and like the whole world's like, oh shit, well, at least those who can sense it, they're like, oh damn, like, whoa, like, we had Mogamet, we had Rengyokuen, you had Yunnan, they're like, oh, whoa, the power, I'm like, whoa, like, that's one strong baby. So, after all that, I could have swore that there was like a chapter, like a fairly long chapter, like 25 plus pages, And that chapter was strictly about, well, mainly about Sinbad's father and his situation and how he was sent over to battle. And, you know, like, so I could have swore that they had that in the Sinbad side story before they went over to the scene where these thieves try to jump this wagon and before Sinbad meets Yunnan for the first time. So, if I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comment section down below. But I could have swore that his father was a lot more relevant when it came to the initial start of the Sinbad side story manga. So apparently in the anime, to my recollection, they skipped over that. And the only thing that they actually did when it came to the anime, when it pertains to Sinbad and his father, is that they show you a little bit of a flashback where Sinbad apparently at a young age, he had special powers. With great power comes blah blah blah. And apparently in the middle of a storm, his dad was like fishing or he was on a boat and then he was going one direction and then his son said no, or Sinbad said no, not that way, Dad, that way, and then that way wound up being the right way. So if I have a kid and I'm in that same scenario or I'm in a similar scenario, that kid better save my ass, alright? I want to give, well, not me, but whoever I'm in a marriage with or I'm in a relationship with, I want that kid to be like Jesus 2.0, alright? Like, I want to be like in danger, and he's going to say, no, Dad, not that way, that way. And I'm fucking like, yep, that's right, yeah, my son is the kid of miracles, what the fuck now? I would love that, that'd be kind of cool. But then at the same time, I need to keep it secret because, you know, people of the world will come and parent to my kid, be kind of weird. So, that being said, that's one thing that I did notice that was kind of missing. That was kind of a miss from the episode. That whole father stuff that was more prominent in the chapters. The next thing, let me talk about the basics. The pacing is unusually fast. Why is that? The Sinbad side story manga, they're covering Sinbad's, you know, childhood experiences, but it's not fast-paced, and it's a monthly chapter. It's a monthly thing, and it's not that fast-paced at all. I mean, yeah, like, there are fast-paced mangas out there, and the Sinbad side story manga is not fast-paced at all. So why is the anime so fast-paced? Why are they skipping stuff? That's that's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm not too sure. That throws me off a little bit. It just feels fast-paced. It really does. Because, like, they're blitzing through all the stuff. And, like, when it came to, what's his name? The kid. The kid who comes in there, I think his name is Dracon. He winds up being, like, the dragon guy that joined Sinbad's party later on. I forgot his name. Dracon. I think his name is Dracon. Whatever. The thing here is that whole thing with him and his older sister or, like, his cousin, I forgot her name too, like Serena, something like that. That was a lot deeper in the manga because they took their time with that. And she was actually really worried for him because when she heard his words, it seemed as if like he was going off to the dungeon and he knew that he was going to die. Because every person that's gone there so far has died. Thousands upon thousands have died. So she really cares about Dracon, whatever his name is. So that's something that could have been touched upon more. But they only dedicated like 2 or 3 minutes. Not even. So I'm just saying, fast paced, which kind of threw me off a little bit. But the animation's on point. Oh man, when Sinbad took out those thieves, the animation was superb. Like, he was so smooth, man. I was like, damn, shit, soul of this dude. Like, this dude was walking on the actual knives and shit. He was just dodging. He was just poking out eyes on some Ric Flair, like, mad dirty, like, yeah, eye pokes. I'm like, yo. But he did it in a very nice and fluid manner. Pretty damn good. And when it came to meeting Yunnan and Yunnan being weird as shit, so I mean that surprised me a little bit too. Very similar to Alibaba and Aladdin's meeting, where he was in like the fucking bag eating fruit, and here Yunnan is in like a fruit barrel. So what the hell's happening? So very similar. Very similar. But overall, the thing here is that we know that those two have this strong bond that is forged later on. However, at the end of it all, if you watch the manga, if you read the manga, that bond between Yuna and Sinbad, all of a sudden, we're finding out not so much peaches and cream. So, right now, it's all good. And right now, we even have Sinbad's mom. She's praying, and we see like this light shine on her. And she's requesting Yuna to be there when Sinbad needs assistance. And Sinbad, right now, he's in a position where he understands that if he stays here and he fights against the army, he's going to die. But if he goes over and joins the army and fights against the Rem Empire, he's going to die anyway. So he's between a rock and a hard place, but the only way that he can escape is to attain power. And right now, that power is hidden within the dungeon, which is why he's going in the first place. So we see that this progression when it comes to moving Sinbad and understanding that the only way you can overcome these issues is to attain the power that you need. And he's been pretty much stunted by the fact that his mom is sick. And it's understandable because his mom is sick and his dad died. And right now, when it comes to his village, he's one of the few men, if you would, quote-unquote men, even though he's like 14 or 15, he's one of the few men in that village who can take care of a lot of the work that the women and the old guys can't. So, the thing here is that he is quintessential for his village in a lot of ways, as well as his mother's health. So, he's been stunted in the regards of, okay, I don't want to go out and adventure and explore and see the world because I have duties here. And my duties here supersede my own desires. However, here we have his mom kind of understand that. And at the end of it, when Sinbad tries to tell her, I'm going to the dungeon, he stops. He walks away, not a big deal. She says, Sinbad, come here. Here's your father's sword. So that was kind of touching. So we're seeing a lot of this character interaction and character development between Sinbad and his mom, Sinbad and Yunnan, Sinbad and the village. But it still could have been a lot deeper and better if they just slowed down the pacing. So overall, so far, my initial thoughts. The animation's superb. The animation is fucking superb. But when it comes to the pacing, a little bit too fast. And when it comes to the story progression, we have made leeway, obviously, because we're learning a lot of things about Sinbad, but his father's stuff was actually very important, which they missed. So, overall, it's good. It's good. But we'll see where it goes. Maybe they'll touch upon Sinbad's father later on, or I could be wrong. And maybe it was initially the way it started off, with Sinbad and the thieves, and then they go back in a flashback to Sinbad's father. Again, I'm not too sure. But that's it, so I'm done. King Lightning. The episode so far, I liked it. It was good. And I will see you guys later. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day. Barada say. Barada say. Yeah, man. Sinbad. Yo, when he go, no, fucking no. Let me not spoil it. Let me not spoil it. Have a nice damn day.